Hey everyone, it's BrowncoatNerd here, and we're going to kind of continue on with the Yugoslavian reviews here. This time a little bit different though. We're going to be reviewing the M67 Yugoslavian surplus ammo. Unfortunately, this stuff has kind of started to dry up. When I was finding it, I want to say I was paying like 10 or maybe 15 bucks for a box of 40 rounds. And this is good stuff. And as you can see, this particular these boxes, it actually came on stripper clips for your SKS. So that's really nice because from what I've heard, the reproduction stripper clips were pretty crappy and not the best for SKSs. And so this stuff, you know, it's already preloaded. You can reuse them, obviously. You know, you get extra stripper clips left over to throw other ammo on. You got a buddy, it's his birthday, and, you know, he's got an SKS, and be like, hey, you know, happy birthday, here's 3 strippers. And from that point on, you know, that guy, whenever he talks about you, you'll be like, hey, he's a good guy. He got me 3 strippers for my birthday one year. So, yeah. So that's just a nice little added bonus that these come on stripper clips. They do also sell these, from what I've seen, in boxes of 15 rounds. Obviously not on stripper clips. And I've seen those in both gray, or not gray, but kind of brown boxes like this, as well as white boxes. Most commonly, it'll be packaging just like this, except it'll say 15 instead of 40. But the one that I did see that was in a white box, it was actually marked PPU, which is Privy Partisan, which would make sense because, you know, it is made in Serbia. So that leads me to wonder who made these rounds, even in the brown boxes. Was that actually PPU? So just kind of curious, something I never really stumbled across exactly who made the M67 rounds, and it might have been more than, you know, one company or one manufacturer. I don't know if Zastava actually makes ammunition or if they just make guns. But yeah, just one little note, PPU apparently at least did make some. In that white box, it was marked M67, so kind of interesting. But the M67 round, from what I understand, replaced the M59 round that the Yugoslavian army was using at the time. Now that round was a steel core. This stuff here, the M67, is actually lead core, which is kind of unique for military surplus, especially coming out of the comm block area. And also, as you can see, it is brass cased, which is kind of nice. And you'll notice they left the annealing, I believe is it is called. I might be mispronouncing it or misspeaking altogether. But basically, this brass gets heat treated to make it stronger. And in part of that process, it leaves it kind of this two-tone color here. Now, all brass that we buy for our guns gets this treatment. It's just most of the commercial stuff, they, you know, buff it out to make it look prettier because some boomer complained that his brass was ugly. I don't know. But, so just in case you're curious, you're not familiar with that, that's just a heat treatment for the brass. All brass gets it. It's just most of the military stuff they don't bother buffing out. Plus, it's kind of the added safety feature to make sure that brass has gone through that heat treatment. So anyways, so this stuff is lead core and brass case, which is really nice because if you're stuck shooting at indoor ranges most of the time, this stuff will work just fine. You know, indoor ranges usually will always complain about, from what I understand, steel core bullets, and then, you know, you might be lucky if they'll let you use steel case. But this passes both of those, so you don't need to worry about it. This is corrosive, though. I've seen some people say it's not corrosive. I've seen some people say it's mildly corrosive. Just treat it as though it's corrosive ammo, which is no big deal. All that means is you have to clean your gun. Sorry. You know, just don't let your gun sit for, you know, a couple days before you clean it. I'd try to clean it fairly promptly. Let it sit a few hours, you know, then clean it, whatever. Just don't put it back up in the gun cabinet and forget about it. But shooting this stuff, I've shot it both in my Yugoslavian 5966 A1 SKS that I have here, as well as the M92, and also I shot it in the AMD 65 that I had before I sold it. Ran just fine in all of those guns. One thing that cracked me up, and I've got to tell you this story, I was actually shooting my SKS right here at the shooting range, and I was back at the little counter there reloading or something, and one of the guys came up to me, one of the other shooters there, and he goes, you know, you really should shoot steel case in that gun. That's what it was designed for. You're going to get nothing but problems with brass in that. And just kind of walked away shaking his head. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm shooting what was actually designed for this gun. So this gun functions just fine in SKSs and the 2 AKs that I ran it in. I've had no issues. Also, it is definitely a hot round. I was shooting the SKS once again, which this Yugo SKS, it's pretty big and heavy. It is definitely not light. So it eats up a lot of the recoil. But I was shooting some Fiocchi, and I had this stuff, and you could definitely tell when we were switching to the M67 ammo, because you could feel a lot more oomph behind that round. And, you know, I'm not a great shot, you know, I'm just, you know, a hobbyist gun collector, and I shoot, you know. But I felt I was definitely getting better accuracy out of the M67, at least compared against the Fiocchi. AK Operators Union also does a pretty good video on testing this stuff against, I think, 3 or 4 other ammo brands. And just to let you know, this stuff finished second behind Brown Bear. So I definitely encourage you to go check out that video if you're a little more curious about it. Let's see, what have I skipped over? That's pretty much it. Like I said, unfortunately, getting this video out there a little late, this stuff is pretty much dried up. I am still seeing it some. It seems like it's available, but you're going to have to buy bulk. But from what I've seen on the prices, I mean, it's still a good deal. Especially if you get some on these stripper clips. You know, because you could always just sell the strippers if you don't have any use for the strippers, or if your friends don't want the strippers. Strippers don't go to waste. That's the beautiful thing about strippers. Okay, that's pretty much all I've got for you guys. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video and my others, please like and subscribe. And have a great day.